If you're packing for your cruise using the same list that shows up on every travel blog, sunscreen, a door organizer, maybe a power strip, I'm not going to tell you that's wrong, but I will tell you it's incomplete. There are 9 items that experienced cruisers quietly throw in their bag every single time. Items that rarely show up on any packing list. And every time you leave one of these behind, you're going to feel it. At a port, in your cabin, on a shore excursion. After decades of cruising, I know exactly which 9 items those are. And today, I'm going to show you every single one. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, bringing you fresh cruise advice, money-saving hacks, and secret strategies the cruise lines don't advertise. When I first started cruising, one of the most annoying things for me was figuring out what to do with all my dirty laundry, because I hate mixing that stuff together with clean clothes, and usually I'll pack a bit more clothes than I really need. So figuring out how to organize that and how to keep it clean in your cabin can be a nightmare unless you have a solution like this black vinyl bag. Every time I cruise now, I pack a laundry bag. It's a vinyl bag that collapses down to nothing, so it takes up almost zero space in your luggage. But once you get on the ship, you pull it out, you keep it in the closet, throw your dirty clothes in there every day. They're confined, you can zip it up if you want. And then at the end of your cruise, you can smash that back into your suitcase to take it home, or if you picked up a few items along the way, this bag has handles and you can actually carry it home as a bag all by itself. It protects all of your clean clothes, your souvenirs, and anything else in your suitcase that you don't want mingling with that dirty laundry. If you have something else that works for you to solve this dirty laundry problem, let me know in the comments below. Now, this next trick I learned from a couple of other experienced cruisers, and that is to always bring a variety of Ziploc bags in your luggage with you. These take up, again, no space, and they're definitely worth it. They come in handy for 3 reasons. The first one is if you've ever been to the cruise ship buffet and you wanted to take back some fruit, a muffin, a cookie, or really anything else to preserve it for a while in your room, or even to have a snack later on the day when you're getting off the ship at a port of call, these Ziploc bags come in real handy. The second thing I often use them for is to protect my phone and documents if I need to bring my passport or other documents off the ship with me. Because at a lot of these ports of call, I'm doing some kind of activity that has to do with water, whether it be going to a beach or going on a boat somewhere, and I don't want these important things getting wet. Even though they're in my bag, sometimes accidents happen, so I protect them with some simple, cheap Ziploc bags. And then the third thing I use these things for is a wet swimsuit. So if you're going on an excursion somewhere and your swimsuit gets wet and you brought a change of clothes and you're going to go and put on some dry clothes, what do you do with the wet swimsuit? You throw it in a Ziploc bag, put it back in your backpack, nothing else is getting wet, and it's safe until you get back to your cabin where you can dry it out. Or even at the end of your cruise, maybe the last day you're really enjoying the water slides, the pool, anything else on board, and you end up with a wet swimsuit with not enough time to dry it. Stick it in a Ziploc bag, you'll get it home without contaminating anything else. In my description of this video, I have direct links to each one of these items in my Amazon store if you're interested in checking them out. A must-bring item for me on every cruise is my tumbler, because I don't like warm drinks. Sometimes, even if I'm ordering a cocktail at the bar that I want to enjoy for a while, I don't just want to down it, I take it out of the cup and pour it into my tumbler, and it'll keep it cold for hours while I'm sitting in the hot sun by the pool. I also like to make sure my water is cold, so I'll use that tumbler all day long, keeping my drinks cold, and it can even save you a bunch of money because you can bring water, iced tea, lemonade right off the ship in your tumbler, and you have something to stay hydrated while you're at your port of call, and you don't have to spend a lot of money buying drinks while you're there. Some people tell me they just bring a sports bottle or a plastic bottle. And I guess that serves a similar purpose, but for me, it doesn't keep those drinks cold enough. I always use an insulated tumbler. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. For years of cruising, I always brought a bottle of hand sanitizer with me because I'll admit I'm a little germophobic. I don't like getting sick ever. So I religiously clean my hands before I eat. But I've found that these hand sanitizer wipes work a lot better and they're a bit more convenient. And in fact, sometimes I'll even use these when I'm on the elevator because I don't like touching those elevator buttons that everybody around me coughing is touching as well. And then I can use these for a lot more than just cleaning my hands. I can use them to wipe down surfaces, wipe down the table if I'm claiming a buffet table that hasn't been completely cleaned up yet. And it just makes me more comfortable for one thing. But I do believe it also helps keep those germs away. If you're interested in any of these items that I personally use, I put the specific links to them in my description through my Amazon store. Everybody who's been cruising knows that one of the most common problems in cruise cabins is the limited number of outlets available. And most cruise ships will have maybe 2 outlets that take American or US plugs and 2 outlets that take European plugs. One solution I use for this problem is I always bring a European adapter that turns one of those European outlets into an American plug, and it has several USB ports on it as well. So it serves a dual purpose. I can plug something into this that takes an American outlet, and I can also plug all of my charging devices into the same thing, and it just takes up one European plug that I wouldn't be using anyway. This can really save you because it literally extends the number of outlets you have in your cabin. You not only have the ones you were going to use anyway with your US plugs, but now you have additional outlets that were unusable if you didn't bring the converter. And this next item could save you a major headache. Unfortunately, identity and financial theft is on the rise at a lot of major Caribbean and European cruise ports. And they're doing it now without even touching you. What they can do is read the RFID signal on your credit cards and sometimes your identification cards. You can have your financial information, your credit card information, or even your identity stolen this way. And so when you're at a foreign port that you're not sure about and there's a lot of people around and it's hard to notice exactly what's going on, just stick everything in one of these card holders. They even have the size that will fit a passport and ID cards, and that will protect you from being electronically scanned unknowingly at a port of call. These things are paper thin, they weigh nothing, but when you put your card in there, it completely blocks that RFID signal, so nobody is stealing your information without you knowing about it. Now, while these little sleeves can save your wallet, this next item can actually save your shins. It doesn't seem to matter which cruise line I go on or what cruise ship I'm on. Whatever cabin I'm in gets completely dark when I turn out the lights. And this is true in most cases, especially if you have an interior room. But even if you have a balcony or a room with a port window, if you've got those blinds out there, you're not seeing anything in your room. And what happens to me is I wake up in the middle of the night, trying to use the bathroom, and there's always that one stool or that coffee table that I forgot was in the middle of the room, and I end up killing my legs walking right into it. That's why I always bring a motion detected nightlight with me, so I put it right in the middle, and every time I get up it turns on just enough so that I can see my way around. Now, some of the newer cruise ships have been putting some motion detected lights in their cabins, which is a great help. But you never know ahead of time, so you're probably best off just bringing this little thing. It takes up almost no space and it's very cheap. You can also get a link to that and the other items on this list in the description in my Amazon store. there's one thing I learned over decades of cruising is that one unavoidable element that you're going to face at sea every time is the wind. Sometimes, even when the ship is sitting at the port of call, because there are ocean breezes going on, you're going to get more wind than you might be used to where you live. And then whenever the ship is moving or you're having a sea day, that wind can really kick up. So you really need something to keep your towels in place on your sun chairs so that you can get up, go for a swim, go grab a drink, go get some food and come back, and that towel's not blown all over the deck. These towel clips I use come in really handy because they're bright and big, so it's easy for me to spot my chair. Sometimes I'll be traveling with some friends and they'll know that I've got these, so when they're coming to find me in the pool area or wherever I told them to meet me, they can easily spot where my chairs are. Now, this next item will help you stay both happy and healthy for your entire cruise. But first, if you would take a minute and subscribe to our channel, it helps us grow. Hit that like button and we'll continue bringing you cruising updates. I go on a lot of cruises, but I don't always buy the drink package. And sometimes I just go a la carte, so I'll have a few cocktails here and there. But I especially don't want to spend $4 a pop for a can of soda. And I don't like just drinking plain water all day. So I always bring on a variety of these little Mio drink enhancers. What they do is flavor the water to any type of flavor you want. You can get it without caffeine if you're used to having caffeine and you don't want to buy the drink package or the non-alcoholic soda package. You can just pop these in your water and you get the same thing for a fraction of the price. Not to mention, I like the ones that have electrolytes in them because it gives me those vitamins that I need throughout the day, especially if you're spending a lot of time in the sun or doing some more activities while you're on your cruise. You can get dehydrated pretty easily. So by adding these electrolytes and vitamins to your water, it makes you feel better for your entire cruise. These 9 items take up very little space, cost almost nothing, and they'll greatly enhance your entire cruise. So now that you know what to bring on your next cruise, there are a lot of cruisers having items confiscated at check-in. I'll tell you how to avoid that right here.